Hello again everyone and welcome back to Dragon Age 2. We are back in Kirkwall, of course, and we're here at the gallows area of the place, and we need to go and just quickly turn in this quest for the herbalist over here, since we managed to grab all of the things he needed. Hello, Solvitus.
Everything on the list. I'll get to work immediately, and of course,
3 gold.
here's the reward I promised.
That's excellent. So he might give us some stuff as well, is that right? That's quite good. Ah yes, we've got a load of stuff to sell as well, don't we? So we'll do that. Sell all junk. That's a lot of junk we just sold. I don't think anything we have is really good to us. So that's not bad, but dagger, no, we don't need any bows. None of us use them. I don't think any of them is good for Bethany. Nah. Boop. And same for the armor, I imagine. We probably have better stuff. Yes. And yes. Those good old boots of the frozen wastes. So that's a really nice locket, but the only one to really make use of it properly, I think, is Bethany, and she's got better stuff. So yeah, I think we'll just sell all of the amulets and stuff. See, health and defense is not bad, but again, I don't think, yeah, let's get rid of all of it. There we go, we only have the 7 slots now. I think that's mainly, yeah, that's just potions and runes, which we can actually make use of eventually. So, yeah, let us carry on then. I imagine we'll probably find some characters who will probably be able to make use of that stuff. But yeah. So what do we have left to actually do before we go down the deep roads? Ah, yes. Right. Okay, hang on. I know. We need to go to, yeah, the docks. Yeah. We go down the docks, then we'll be able to tell Javaris about the Talbashoth, which should please quite a few of them. Arental the Lesser. Ah, yes.
You just stumbled on this? Can't say I'm surprised. Bloody fools.
Yes, we just stumbled upon some remains, and now you appear to be slagging somebody off as a result of someone dying. Who is he talking about when he says fools? I don't actually know.
Let me pass. I have business
yes.
with the dwarf Javaris and your Arishok.
The short mouth, yes. Enter if you must, Basra.
Oh wow, we're finally in the Qunari compound. Interesting. None of them look particularly happy for me to be here. The people of the Qun are perhaps the least understood group in Thedas. The Qunari Wars were brutal, but so was the Chantry Schism. So was the fall of the Emporium. Some of this misunderstanding is an accident of nature. The race we call Qunari are formidable. Nature has given them fierce horns and strange eyes, and the ignorant look on them and see monsters. Sorry. Some is an accident of language. Few among the Qun's people speak the common tongue, and few speak it well. In a culture that strives for mastery, to have only a passable degree of skill is humiliating indeed, and so they often keep quiet among foreigners out of shame. But much of it is a result of the culture itself. The Qunari view their whole society as a single creature, a living entity whose health and well-being is the responsibility of all. Each individual is only a tiny part of the whole, a drop of blood in its veins. Important not for itself, but for what it is to the whole creature. Because of this, the Qunari most outsiders meet belong to the army, which the Qun regards as if it were the physical body, arms, legs, eyes and ears. The things a creature needs in order to interact with the world. One cannot get to know a person solely by studying his hand or his foot, and so one cannot truly meet the Qunari until one has visited their cities. That is where their mind and soul dwell. In Saharon and Parvolan, one can truly see the Qunari in their entirety. There the unification of the Qunari into a single being is most evident. Workers, whom the Qun call the mind, produce everything the Qunari require. The soul, the priesthood, seeks a greater understanding of the self, the world, and exalts the body and mind to continually strive for perfection. The body serves as the go-between for the mind, the soul, and the world. Everyone and everything has a place decided by the Qun in which they work for the good of the whole. It is a life of certainty, of equality, if not individuality. It's a very interesting way to like look upon your whole society as like one living being, but yeah, I can see why the Qunari are very unique. Anyway, yes, Javaris.
Ah, my right hand arrives. Summon your Arashok. The bargain is done. About time you showed. I've been here for hours.
I'm a busy man. Leave me alone. Oh Jesus, this guy looks oof. This guy is quite imposing, isn't he? It is a good job that we come in peace.
Illustrious Arashok, I am here to report that your hated Talvashoth were felled, one and all. Right? Yes, they were.
Yes, they were.
I'm ready to open negotiations for the explosive powder, as we agreed. No. He's not getting it. Say something.
Qunari don't honor a deal?
The Talvashoth camped at the Wounded Coast are dead. You won't honor your bargain?
There is no bargain to honor. His offer for the Gatlock was refused, so he invented a task to prove his worth, when he has none.
I broke my beard getting your outcasts killed.
You hired someone more competent and now stand in their shadow pretending it is yours.
That's a good point, actually.
His accomplishment. Get out of my sight before I bother lifting my sword.
But the Talvashoth are gone.
Nevertheless, you have benefited from his action.
Do you think we are unable to hunt our own outcasts?
By the looks of it, no. No, you weren't.
So I get nothing for all this work?
If anything, we have been denied the righteous application of the wisdom of the Qun. What payment should I exact for that? Go, dwarf, before I begin my tally.
Yeah, you better leave, Javaris.
You may want to take this opportunity to go.
But he has to sell. It's a product. People want it.
There is no profit in empowering those not of the Qun. The means of creating the Gatlock is ours alone. It shall be dispensed only to our enemies, in the traditional manner.
You are a frustrating people. And you're fired. Sodding bunch of oxmen and dog lords. A whole lot breathing smoke.
You will leave
Charming.
as well, human. There's no more coin for you here.
Well, they are, the Qunari are, a very blunt people, aren't they? Yes. Long ago, the Ashkari lived in a great city by the sea. Wealth and prosperity shone upon the city like sunlight, and still its people grumbled in discontent. The Ashkari walked the streets of his home and saw that all around him were the signs of genius. Triumphs of architecture, artistic masterpieces, the palaces of wealthy merchants, libraries and concert halls. But he also saw signs of misery, the poor, sick, lost, frightened and the hopeless. And the Ashkari asked himself, how can one people be both wise and ignorant, great and ruined, triumphant and despairing? So the Ashkari left the land of his birth, seeking out other cities and nations, looking for a people who had found wisdom enough to end hopelessness and despair. He wandered for many years through empires filled with palaces and gardens, but in every nation of the wise, the great, and the mighty, he found the forgotten, the abandoned, and the poor. Finally, he came to a vast desert, a wasteland of bare rock clawing at the empty sky, where he took shelter in the shadow of a towering rock and resolved to meditate until he found his answer or perished. Many days passed until one night, as he gazed out from the shadow of the rocks, he saw the lifeless desert awaken. 100,000 locusts hatched from the barren ground, and as one they turned south, a single wave of moving earth. The Ashkari rose and followed in their wake, a path of devastation miles wide. The once verdant land turned to waste, and the Ashkari's eyes were opened. Existence is a choice. There is no chaos in the world, only complexity. Knowledge of the complex is wisdom. From wisdom of the world comes wisdom of the self. Mastery of the self is mastery of the world. Loss of the self is the source of suffering. Suffering is a choice, and we can refuse it. It is in our power to create the world or destroy it. And the Ashgari went forth to his people. Interesting. Can we speak to the Arashok again, or is he going to kick off at us?
Why do you bother me, human? I hire no blades and need no goods. Your kind thinks selfishness and want are normal. This city, all of it, leaves a bad taste.
Then why stay?
If you despise this place, why haven't you left?
Since we arrived, I have seen nothing but greed and weakness. Dwarves, humans, elves, just festering. No order, no goal. You are one of the few I have met with any ability. And yet this too was random, a result of selfishness. I cannot fathom how a mire like this can be justified. You say we should leave, but how can you bear to stay in this chaos?
Weakness provides opportunity. Well. I hope to make it better.
My welcome to the city was not so different from yours.
And yet you suffer it.
It's an opportunity to make a real difference.
Karisten are soldiers. The Qun made it so. They can never vary from that assigned path, never be other than they are meant to be. But they are free to choose within that role, to accept and succeed, or deny and die. Glory is clear and defined. Could not this entire city benefit from that certainty? How else will you know when you have made a real difference?
Is it certainty or slavery? Yeah.
He's free to choose to obey. That isn't contradictory to you.
He chooses to be, as do we all, long before any of your meaningless freedoms are presented. I am not the one to educate you. I did not intend to land here. But this city may demand certainty. I suspect we are done, human.
What was your mission?
You're a long way from home. Why did you come?
To meet a demand of the Qun.
Which was?
It is a matter only the Qunari understand. We remain until we fulfill the demand of the Qun. Or until the demand changes.
Strange.
I don't think Kirkwall would do well under military rule.
The rule of the Qun is not military. It is discipline and order.
How is that different?
To your limited understanding, it is not. You fear soldiers that arrive to remove your pitiable vices. But they do not control Qunari. The Triumvirate divides and governs. One is nothing without the others.
How many Qunari have you lost to the Talvashoth?
None.
That
None.
seems unlikely.
We lose nothing when weakness abandons the Qun. It is the Talvashoth who have lost themselves.
One of them warned me,
I
yeah.
met an honorable one.
Doubtful.
He said he was a mercenary, not a murderer.
Then I know he made no claim to honor. When they sell themselves, little remains.
He did
He is
refuse
not
my
even
offer
dead
of
to the Qun.
hiring
He is
him,
a
so...
living insult.
Wow.
How many Qunari
No.
have you...
Same
We
thing,
lose
yeah.
nothing
Why
when
not sell the
weakness
Gatlock?
abandons
The
the
Gatlock,
Qun.
sorry.
It is the
You guard your powder carefully.
It is a tool that can only be allowed to exist under the ordered authority of the Qun.
It could benefit many people.
It does now. Just as swords benefit warriors, but are not given to children. Well, your children.
Wow. Okay, goodbye.
Farewell.
Panahedon, human.
I am not 100% sure what that means, but right, yes. Well, this was different, getting to have a conversation with Qunari. It's not exactly something I'm familiar with. I'm expecting this gate to shut behind me. Yep, there he goes. Right, anything else to do here? I don't think there is there? No, right, let's leave then. What quest should we pursue next? Yeah, let's go and return Eustace's pommel to the keep while we have it. Remember to upgrade your gear. Equipment might work well now, but there are tougher enemies down the road. I'm always upgrading my gear, do not worry. Unlike my party members who refuse to upgrade their armor, but
Not much room
who am I
for
to
the
judge?
barracks, but there's nowhere I'd rather be.
Good old Aveline.
I think
There
I
you
found
go.
something of yours.
I didn't expect to see this again. Thank you. Truly.
You are welcome. Thank you for the coin. It's greatly appreciated. I mean, I do have the money now to actually go on that expedition, but I'd rather make sure we have everything cleaned up in town first. So let's head to Hightown. We haven't been for a long time to Hightown. A few things we have to kind of tidy up here.
I should take a trip to the country.
No, I just stay here in Kirkwall. It's a lovely place. It's very high class. Is Kirkwall. These guys have a lot of discipline just standing in the same place for the whole time. It's quite admirable.
Something of
There you
yours.
go.
I had long since paid my debt over this. It's grand to see it again.
You're very welcome. Can I enchant anything else? I don't think I can I? Nah, I don't have any runes. I have some weapon runes, but I don't have any weapons that can actually take them. Right. So... yeah, we need to tell Hubert and... yeah, okay. Hubert about what happened in the bone pit, which was not the best thing. You know, dragons and shit.
I solved your problem.
So, what happened? One of the miners told me you rescued him from dragons. I cuffed him for lying.
You did what?
Well, he wasn't. Go there and see the corpses for yourself.
But I thought they're extinct. I believe you. You made them extinct again? If it is safe, the miners can return to work.
They won't be safe.
The bone pit's hazardous at best. And if the dragons return...
I appreciate your concern for my workers' welfare. I could use someone like you to ensure their continued safety.
I'm a bit busy, to be
Since
honest.
you did so much more than I was expecting, how about we work together? I am offering a 50-50 share in the mine. You will make us both rich if you can keep your countrymen safe.
Why so generous?
Why would
Yeah.
you share half your business with me?
I spent a decade honing my business instincts in Val Royaux. I once sold a seat cushion to Empress Selene. Simply put, I have a good feeling about you. So,
Well, I appreciate that. I'll do it for the workers,
Seems
yeah.
like the miners could use protection. And an advocate.
So, to our first order of business. We replace the lost workers. I will hire new hands. Plenty of desperate Ferelden's out there, but it will take some time. I need you to convince the surviving miners to return. They are holed up in Lowtown. Tell them the bone pit is safe again.
I'll see what I can do.
Okie dokie. Aveline friendship +5, nice. Yeah, I mean, it's very obvious, like actually looking at the area like around the bone pit, is that it's not safe at all. Like the whole place just looks bad. But I suppose if the dragons are gone, then as long as common sense exists, then they should be able to survive there, the miners.
I
Oh
found
yeah,
your
this
son.
guy's son.
Son. I don't know what you're talking about.
Keldor is very sick,
If you
yeah.
stop pretending nothing's wrong, maybe you can help him.
You think you know it all, don't you?
Your tone says there's truth to this.
Yeah.
I am not going to lose my son because a handful of elves make up ridiculous stories. You'll not mention this again.
Well, I'm not taking a bribe off this guy to keep something like this secret, considering he's literally abducting elven children, essentially. It's horrible. That secret won't last,
I
yeah.
won't talk, but he is known. How long before they connect into you?
I will protect my family no matter the cost for Eldon. Would you do any different? Take your damned reward. I'm done here.
Evelyn Ralph. I didn't mean to not out him. Like, if it was up to me, I would have told people about that. But apparently, it wasn't very clear as to what would happen. Ah well, it's done, and hopefully there is some connection made. Because to be honest, that magistrate is the fucking shady as hell character. Considering he sent us all that effort, knowing what was happening. Right, okay. On that note, guys, we shall end this episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. If you have, then please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you in the next episode of Dragon Age 2. Thanks again, guys. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.